EL1BJW.
Quite a lot. I think next evening we'll see how many actually when there's for real. I'll start from the top of the list, and Dave, as I said, you logged on to last day, so I'm going to ignore the first connection on the DMR because you come back later on D-Star. So the top of the list, please, is Adrian. G6MJQ in the group, M0AG. Hope you enjoy the time on the caravan, lady. M0 AUG G6JQ. Yeah, busy last Thursday night getting all packed up and kit ready to go to the static round at what's called Cleethorpes Beach Resort near Cleethorpes. You can believe even. Yeah, we got it closed down. Well, we had a good time, a few takeaways and what have you, and a beer or two. But yeah, Hannah and I managed to get it closed down by late Sunday afternoon on the way back to Yorkshire. Cold there, like everywhere. Snowed well the other day, Monday night. Sprinkling of snow tonight, hovering on freezing. Back to you, Jeff, M0AUG, G6MJQ. I'm very curious zero AG returning. Yes. I don't know, Daddy. We wondered how you were going on over there with the strategy. Over here at the moment, we've had sleet, snow, and rain all together. It's been a bit of a message today. But more to come over the weekend, but we'll see how it goes. So on to our friends working out here in Northern Germany. DL1 BJW with DL8 BDT in the group. M0 AUG. Good evening to you both. Hope you're well, and over to you, Mike. Delta Lima 1 Bravo George Whiskey, very good morning, evening. Got my chances mixed. Very good evening to all. I hope everybody is okay and well. And we are coping here. Yeah, thank you. The WX at our place here is now about 1 or 2 degrees centigrade plus. Has been very cold the day over. I think maximum temperature might be something like 4 or 5 degrees. So it's really winter time. It has been snowing in the last few days, but nothing on the ground. It's not staying. And even as the temperature goes down to perhaps -1 in the night, it's not enough get a permanent freezing here or permanent snow layer. But nevertheless, from time to time it's snowing. It looks very bright, very nice. Of course, the situation on the streets must be looked on with care. And yeah, we are looking forward to the next days. But WX forecast tells us that temperature will rise steeply. Now, being Thursday, for Sunday, they predict a temperature of about 15 degrees centigrade plus. I couldn't believe it, and I'm very anxious what the temperature will really be on Sunday. But after Monday, it should drop down again, also very steeply to our situation as it is today. So a very short interlude with relatively high temperatures to be expected. Well, let's wait and see. It will be interesting. Passing the microphone to Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango.
Yeah, very good evening to all of you. This is Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango for the group. Yes, as Mike said, weather is quite weird. During the last few days, the weather forecast had said there should be some thunderstorms here, and we had put down the antenna outside and everything. And yes, there has only been rain showers and snow showers, but no thunderstorms. So today we had to turn on the Rabakov antenna again, and let's wait and see. I hope that in this cold weather we haven't go outside this night to cut off the antenna because of thunderstorms. So let's keep our fingers crossed. So I hand the microphone back to M0 AUG for the group.
Anyway, BDT with the on the BJW, and thanks to you both for the update on the weather there. Where I am on the northwest coast, we've had snow and rain quite a bit of the time today as well. And tomorrow there's sleet coming overnight tonight, and then just down to light rain showers and a general breeze tomorrow. Saturday is a bit different, where we're expecting gusty winds and light rain showers. Temperature, like you, Mike, it rises up through the evening, and on Sunday we could be looking at something like 13 degrees till it drops down later in the day. But that's the forecast for the northwest of England. But the beginning of next week, we're showing some really bad winds and rain showers, and quite high gusty winds there. So it is variable. We're in the winter. That's how it is. And yeah, I hope everything's okay with everybody's antennas. Right, G7HIG in the group. You joined it tonight, John. You're very, very welcome. I've noticed you come up on the list. If you prefer not to join this evening, then just stay silent. But if you do, we look forward to hearing from you. G7HIG in the group. M0HG. Sorry, HIJ. G0. This time around, G7. Okay. As long as you want to come back on next time, no problem at all. Over to you now, Dave. We're on you with D-Star on this connection, I think. G7, G607 in the group, M0AG. Hope all is well with you, Dave. At the moment, well, I think we're going to Google anyway. We're in for a bit more tonight. Don't know what else to say, really. I'll pass it back and continue listening. Adieu from G7HIJ. Think through again, am I?
G6Z.
G7HIG in the group M0AUG. Yes, no problem at all there, Chris. And I missed you coming on to sorry, John. I missed you coming into the net there, but got me over there. Absolutely perfect at all. And we'll catch up with you next time around. It's over to you now, Dave. I didn't pick up that John was joining us so early, so sorry for that. G607 in the group M0AUG. G6 M0AG. Good evening, Jeff, and good evening to everybody else in the net. And nice to be back for a little while, or I hope for a long time. First of all, my apology to AD. I did not recognise the call sign. I thought I recognised your voice, but I haven't spoken to you for a while, and I couldn't get my head into it. Yeah, thanks, Jeff. I'm not too bad at all at the moment. Tired, so I might back out fairly early, but I'll see how I can go. And other than that, not a lot happening here. Changed my shack around a few times and actually managed to get some gentleman in Brazil. Tried to have a go at a gentleman in Mexico earlier this afternoon, but no luck. There's too many others. So I moved on. M0AEG in group G6 ZSN. Group M0 AG returning there from this Quintolia on the net again. I know you've been away for a while, but it's great to hear you, and I know we've been keeping in touch via my email, etc. So very welcome to be back on the net, and if you can't stay the evening, that's absolutely fine. We'll pick up with you again. Just feel what you're able to do. Okay, over to you, Nick. G4IWO in the group M0AUG. Good evening, Nick.
M0AUG in the group from G4IWO. Yes, good evening, Jeff, and everyone else, and good evening to those of you watching us live on YouTube and watching live later this week after the digital net is finished. Very, very welcome to hear what we chat about on air in our club digital net. And a big welcome to Dave, G6LSN. Really nice to hear your voice and hear you back on the net, Dave, and hope that you stay, and looking forward to your contributions to our discussions. I do hope everyone enjoyed last night's talk by Martin. I think there was probably something in there for everyone, some nice, useful ideas and tips that may well prove useful to people, and very, very pleased to have Martin from the ICQ podcast join us. ICQ podcast are proving to be very, very good friends of Pennine Ham, and Martin, I know, is extremely supportive of what we're trying to do here with the club. Just a quick report, and I'll more on the next over, but WX here currently is 0.2 degrees. We've got snow falling. We've had quite heavy snow this afternoon, which has settled on the road and in the garden out the back and around on the hills around me. I do live literally up in the hills on the border between Greater Manchester and West Yorkshire. The temperature when I got up this morning at 6 a.m. was minus 5.5 degrees Celsius. So it was pretty cold first thing this morning, and I think we're due to have snow until about 3 o'clock in the morning. And then just like everyone else, we've got weather conditions changing at the weekend with heavy rain. Of course, we are in Manchester, heavy rain all day Saturday by the looks of it, but temperature about 9 or 10 degrees. But I think the UK is forecast to have quite a big storm, winds of about 70 miles an hour. So be careful with your outside antennas, everyone, in the area where there's going to be some strong winds. So back to you, Jeff. M0, AUG in the group G4IWO.
Yes, fine on that, Nick, and that's what you get by living up in the hills, isn't it? We spent many years down in the other shore near Oldham, so I know exactly what all the weather can do down in the area of where you are, and you were higher up probably than we were. But that's how it goes. It's very enjoyable, isn't it? Over to you there, Bob. November 4 X-ray Alpha Tango in the group. M0AUG. Good evening, Bob. November 4 X-ray Alpha Tango. Good evening to all, and good afternoon to anyone that's listening on this side of the ocean. Currently, we hit our high for the day. It's now 6 Celsius and raining. Last night at midnight, a thunderstorm woke me up, and I had disconnected my antennas, so I had to get up and get everything disconnected. I could at any rate. And this morning when I went to get on, my magnetic loop apparently water, so
N4XAT.
So that made me happy. I enjoyed Martin's presentation yesterday. I thought it was very interesting. And glad to hear that you're back with us. And I'll give you more on the next go. Now back to you, Jeff. M0AUG with the group. November 4, X-ray Alpha Tango. November 4, X-ray Alpha Tango in the group M0AGC. Yeah, it's fine on that, but we did lose a little bit in from the point that when he got up this morning, and then he came back in when you were welcoming Dave back to the group again. So nothing too much missed in the middle. Everything else okay. Good to hear from you this evening. Over to Belgium now, and over to Jeff. Good evening, Jeff. Oscar November 8 Hammer Tango in the group. M0 AUG.
Zero AUG, the group. Or in 8 November Tango, a very good evening or very good day wherever you are. And welcome also to everyone on YouTube. And welcome again to David and also John. It's the first time I work with John. I think called 7 Hotel India Juliet. The name here is Jeff Juliet for Foxtrot. I'm in Belgium, halfway between Bruges and Ghent. And today we have about 3 degrees Celsius. For the moment it's 0 degrees Celsius. And just like in Germany, we are expecting 17 degrees and sunshine on Sunday. So that will be a spring day, so to say. So very much appreciated the Zoom session. Yesterday, a lot of very interesting tips and tricks and little helps and little devices to testings and so on and so on. So really looking forward to have the PowerPoint presentation that might be useful to look more into detail to that. And I have a question actually for everyone who is using digital mode, be it FT8 or Gritty or whatever. There have been some discussions here on the forum which I'm connected to, and the question is, if you are using digital mode, do you have the AGC, the automatic gain control? Do you have that on or off? That's the question I have, and I'm really curious about what your meaning or what your opinion is on that one. So back to you, Jeff. My 0 AUG, the group of 8 November Tango.
All right, I'm playing with the group M0 AG, returning. Yeah, can't help you with that question, Jeff. I don't know any of the digital modes, as you know. I'm just looking at the YouTube channel. I don't know if anybody else is listening just now, but no doubt they'll keep us posted. If anybody is listening, I'll not just pick it up, then you're very welcome. I hope you're enjoying that this evening. Right, over to you, Jim. G4JBA in the group. M0 AUG. Good evening, Jim.
Yeah, G4 JBA. Thank you, Jeff. M0 AUG. And good evening to everybody on net. Yeah, it's turning out to be the typical English discussion of, typical discussion of the weather, isn't it? That's everything hangs on that a lot of the time. Living down on the south coast, pretty well sheltered by the South Downs National Park, and according to the weather forecast, although it's been chilly today, we're having about 4 degrees tomorrow, with sunshine from about 8 till 4. But we will begin to suffer over the weekend with certainly having rain on Saturday and Sunday. So I should imagine that it will be coming over to you, Jeff, and over to you, Mike, in the subsequent time. As regards to Jeff's question, you've caught me on the hop. I don't think I have, but I don't think I do have the AGC on, but I can't answer for certain. Anyway, let's pass it back to you, Jeff. M0 AUG and the group G4JBA listening. KBA in the group M0 is you saying, yeah, thanks for that, Jim, and thanks for joining us this evening. And we'll go right up to the borders now and go to Keith. Gold Mike 4, Juliet Kilo Zulu in the group M0A. How's things up there, Keith? Good evening.
M0 AUG in the group GM4JKZ in the group. Oh, yeah. Good evening, one and all. Good evening, YouTube listeners as well. And welcome to John there, G7 HIJ on the yeah, not too bad actually. We had no snow, we've had heavy frost. We're currently minus 0.4 outside, whereas yesterday this time of night we were about minus 4. But bluish sky this morning, light cloud, mustn't grumble. So that it's let all the heat out. So we're going to have another cold evening. And my air source heat pump's going to be working overtime probably tonight just to keep the family warm. But apart from that, mustn't grumble. Because no one did. Yeah, like everyone else, we're due some high winds at the weekend, so the vertical will be lowered onto its mounts. These horizontal mounts, I hate it, but so its commander will come down, but the long wire will stay up out for race weekend. Radio-wise, one thing I did notice in the news this morning was the snow down in Devon on the E30. It was gridlocked, apparently, according to the photograph. There's nothing moving. So for once, I'm pleased we're up here with no snow. Tables are reversed. And radio-wise, managed to work New Caledonia yesterday, which is quite nice on FT8. And I'm just noticing tonight, while we're talking, that Vietnam's coming through nice and strong on, where are we, on 40 metres. XC9T if Jeff's coming around. You never know, you might have to work him if you've not already worked him. I've worked it on other bands, but not on Forster. So I think that's it for the moment. I'll put it back to you there, Jeff. M0AUG. Oh, sorry, yeah. Jeff, APC, I don't think mine is on either. And on chocolate, obviously, I'm really keeping the AOB right down. M0 AUG in the group, GM4JKZ.
M4JKZ, group M0, DJ yes, fine on that, Keith. Just a few dropouts on the bomb, but nothing that we didn't meet the context of the message there. Maybe touching overdriving, I don't know. You can tell me on that one. Thanks for the update and the update for Jeff in Belgium as well. Over to Denmark now to France. We'll do one Juliet Kilo uniform in the group. M0 AUG. Good evening, Fraser.
Good evening to the group, and thanks for letting us in. And sounds like everybody's been having fun for the last 14 days. I missed last week, and for various reasons. Well, same as everywhere else, we've got -3 at the moment, and it's nice, but my wife came home with 2 centimeters on the car. She can be 25 small here all day, and she had quite a heavy load of snow. And like everybody else, Ted was going to go through the roof, 13 degrees Sunday, but it's going to blow like hell, and 11 millimeters of rain this week. So, yeah, miserable weekend, basically. I'd rather have it cold and a bit snowy, but much nicer than pouring rain. At least you can go outside and do something, even though you have to wrap up. Talk from Martin was very interesting last night. I did actually watch some of it. It's about our point. And Jim, JVA. I used to live not very far from you. I used to live in Ringler and Sussex, further east and a bit further north. So I know where you are down there. And 40 meters recently has been pretty good. All over the place. I've worked US on my bit of wire. Somebody up in Maine called me, and I got a 4x1, 4x2, difficult contact, but if you know my situation, the antenna I want, it's actually useless. And I delved into my coppers the other day, and I bought myself a DX Commander Classic, which would do most bands, but more than couldn't afford the Rolls Royce, a bit too expensive for me. So that'll be something I'll be doing over this coming week. So I don't think I'm going to get out the weekend to be out there. I might be able to cut the links with tomorrow and put it together in that way, but certainly won't be able to erect it if the weather's going to be like this. So that's about what I've been doing. And other than that, here it's been dark for most of the day, and it's winter. So that's it. So back to you, Jeff, and M0 AUG and G0Z1 JKU.
Was everyone JKU in the group M0 AUG returning fine on that Fraser? And good to have you joined us again this evening and the update on the conditions over there. As long as you got up home safely with all the stuff, that's the main thing over there. Okay, back over to Germany now, and we'll go to Frank in Kiel. Delta Golf 6 Oscar Alpha Yankee in the group. M0 AUG. Good evening, Frank. Frank this time round, and I noticed that he's just disconnected, so we'll see if he comes back on later on. In the meantime, we'll go over to a new user in the group who's Golf 8 Kilo Juliet Juliet, Blue from down in West Bradford in Nottingham. Good evening from M0 AUG in the group. Yeah, he's in the group. He's joining us. This is BAKJJ, Golf 8 Kilo Juliet Juliet. No, I was just listening, but finding it quite interesting. The first time I've listened to this group, and I saw it in Radcom, and thought it would be interesting to see what sort of things you discussed. But the call sign is Golf 8 Kilo Juliet Juliet, M0 AEG G8KJJ. JKJ in the group, good evening to you, and welcome to the group as well. As you can see, we're an international mix of people on here from northern Germany and Belgium, obviously Fraser over in Denmark there, as well as people in various parts of the UK as well. And it's a group we've been meeting now, really, since not only since Pennine Ham started, but in the old days of the Denverdale digital group. And we continue from there and expanded, and probably the numbers on this evening are the greatest numbers that we've had so far. Very welcome, Lou, and we hope you'll continue to work with us. So, back up to the top of the list, and we'll pick up some people who might have been listening elsewhere. So I'll just go to the top, and Paul's been connected for a few days now, so just asking you if you want to join us this evening, Paul. G0TVB in the group, M0 AUG. Paul this evening. And neighbour of Dave's, Chris, M7CRM in the group, M0 AUG. Are you joining us this evening, Chris? And maybe you just wanted to listen to the net to see how we go. There's nobody seems to be monitoring on GB 7HX. So we'll actually bypass that connection at the moment. Welcome to anybody who's listening on GB 7HX. If you want to join us, then please do. And thanks also to Malcolm, the repeater keeper there, for making that facility available for people in the GB 7HX area. Right, back over to you, AD. G6MJQ in the group, M0AUG.
6MJQ, Skelman, West Yorkshire, on the edge of Emley Moor, 700 odd feet above sea level, and we had quite a bit of snow, and it's still hanging around, slightly melted, and it's threatening snow tonight. Observation here. Both Nick and Keith in Scotland with me are breaking up. Very short breaks, quite frequently, about every second and a half, with some, dare I say, farty noises, like DMR transcoding errors, something like that. I just wondered what the commonality was between you two guys. Yeah, I've noticed this before, especially with you, Nick. So, I don't know. I'm using an open spot 4 and the ID51, so coming in on D-Star into the open spot 4 and DCS XLM set up on the open spot 4. In answer to your question, Jeff, there in Belgium, as far as I know, my AGC, I'm certainly not turning it off on the 6100. It's on. And what I do is turn off any noise reduction and widen the filter up a bit to about 2.8K, 3K, something like that. And it seems to work. So I'm interested in the debate, should the AGC be on or off? With me it's on and seems to work well. In fact, the other afternoon on 10 meters, curious call, had a QSO with a curious call sign. I didn't know where it was. 4 Oscar 4 Delta Bravo. And apparently it's in Montenegro. Near Serbia, I think that's it. And strange call sign. No information other than contact details, call sign, etc. on QRZ.com. So, wonder if anybody's come across that one. And didn't listen to the presentation last night. Up to my neck in admin, trying to get it out of the way before Christmas, and so I'll take a tip. G6MJQ, hopefully got it. Yeah, missed it last night, but I started catching up on them on YouTube. So while I was in flow doing my one of the tax returns that I have to do, it just wasn't going to happen. I got too much on my plate, so unfortunately missed it. But hey, back to you, Jeff. 0AUG G6MJQ.
In the group, AUG returning, and finally on your observations on Nick and Keith's transmission. We'll see if we can get the information as time goes on. I did notice that, thanks for pointing that out anyway. And we got the caravan as we close down, we went with Hannah, and you want to destroy the caravan now for the next few weeks again. You probably won't be going over there until the New Year, January or February, when it opens again. Also in Germany again, please. D1 BJW with DL8 to PDT. Good to see you up on the talk last night. Hope you enjoyed it. Over to you, Mike.
Delta Lima 1 Bravo Juliet Whiskey. Yes, we enjoyed it immensely. The talk yesterday, it was very interesting and very informative, and I think a lot could be learned, which I didn't suspect until now. HI, but it was a very good talk. First of all, not to be forgotten, I'm very delighted to hear Dave, G6ZSN, again on the net. A very warm welcome from us here, Dave, and good to hear you again. What is new on our side? First, the question of Dev on 8 November Tango about the AGC with FT8 and FT4. We use AGC here in the position fast. In the IC7300, you can choose between 3 positions fast, mid, and low. We always use fast with the FT8 and 4. And I think it's working. So the AGC is on, and it's on the fast position. Radio-wise, there's not much to be reported from the last week. I did some work with 50 watts on Sunday evening. Apparently, on most Sunday evenings, seems to be something like a South America contest, SAC, South America contest on the bands, especially on 10 meters. And I worked Argentina and Brazil with it. It's a very interesting short contest. It's only in the evenings or in the early evenings of Sunday, local time there, of course. And I did some work with the Rybakov, the vertical antenna outside in the garden with low power and 3 watts QSO with the Faroe Islands, Oscar Yankee 1, Charlie Tango, and several contacts into East Coast with 5 watts, especially into New Jersey and New York there, I think. So that was rewarding, but nothing really spectacular HI. So I'm looking forward to the CW contest this week, and which is coming up on Saturday and Sunday. And I think this will give us a lot of opportunities. I hope so anyway. So passing the microphone to Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango.
Yeah, this is Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango for the group. Yes, yesterday's talk was very interesting, and fixing a problem with the hardware is important, I think. And yes, I don't have the courage to open device which is not quite cheap, and to fix some problems. But on the other hand, I think Martin is right to say one shouldn't be so shy as try to fix problems which seem to be quite obvious, and to keep an open mind in searching for. This was quite interesting, and I think it's part of the hobby to try to fix things by oneself. Yes, and another thing which is quite important. Martin mentioned that he had also contact to a YR group, and this might be interesting for Lorna, who is still looking for other female interview partners for her article. I think she has had several interviews with YLs from Great Britain and also from Germany and Switzerland and the US. But if one of you know a YL who might be interested in the interview, I think Nick, perhaps you can mention it to Lorna. This might be very, very helpful. So this is all from my. I have the microphone back to M0 AUG to the group.
IPT with the on PJW. As usual, thank you very much for your contributions and all interesting stuff there. And yeah, maybe Nick will pick that up on the wild groups as well. Okay, back over to John now. Some HIJ in the group, M0AG. Hope you're enjoying the evening, John. John was dropped off group this evening, so I'll keep an eye on things as he goes back on. So over to you there, Dip. G6 is in the group, and obviously everybody's great to see you back on the net again, Dave. Over to you, M0AEG.
M0AUG in the group, G6ZSN. Thank you, Jeff, and thank you all for your welcomes back. I am very happy to be back and glad to be able to come back. First comments is my 3-week stay in hospital in Bristol were very, very well worth it. I found it exceptionally educational, and they have certainly helped myself, although three of the members of my group of 5 went down with COVID halfway through the course, so that caused quite a lot. I did take the radio with me to try and sort out to get on the net, but unfortunately, at the end of each day, we were so knackered, we used to go to bed fairly early, and whilst we got a lot of time off during the day, a lot of it was spent on the bed, in asleep again. It was just exceptionally tiring. But I managed to get this radio working. I'm on the 7100 now, and with the help of a friend, G6LU, we got it programmed, and obviously it's working this week because I tried 2 weeks ago without any success. I heard you calling me in then, Jeff, but obviously I couldn't get back to you, so I stayed and listened to that, and then just went away and worked on it again. But yeah, I like the 7100, and I'm selling a lot of the other rigs to build up a different set of radios now. I'm getting used to them. So I'm going to stick up a very short 270 in the attic because XYL has said no more aerials outside at the moment, and I don't think I can get an aerial bloke outside to fit it on the side of my house anyway, not in this weather. So it'll be interesting to see how well that works. We don't get much 2 or 70 action down here in the southwest. It's very, very quiet, so I only bought a cheap aerial, one that's short enough to be able to go in the attic without any problems. Weather-wise, yeah, we've had snow down here. Been very lucky in Taunton today. We've had sleet, and then we had sun. But all around us it has been snowed, and as Nick said, I think it was, there's been quite a few roads blocked because of it, so I'm now not working, so I'm not on the roads very much, which is good. It means I can stay inside and think about the car all frozen up and think, oh well, it can stay frozen up and not care. M0AUG in the group G6 ZSN.
Group M0AG Jenny. Yeah, one of the things there that you might have experienced is setting up the 7100. There's a wrinkle in the programming software there where even though this is a simplex frequency, you've got to set it up as a repeater frequency in the network channels with an offset of 0. And I think that was something that came up in the 7100. So whether that was the issue you were having previously, I don't know. I'll leave it to come back next time around. It's just great to have you back on the air. Andrew sent me an email earlier in the week saying he's not going to be on now till the end of the year because he's involved with the committee that's putting on the Victorian Fair down in Minehead. So I appreciate Andrew getting in touch, and if you do see him, wish him all the best for Christmas if you will there. Oh, see you then, Nick. G4IWO in the group, M0AG.
M0AUG in the group from G4IWO. Yeah, thank you very much, Jeff, and thank you everyone for their contributions. As to the similarities between myself and Keith, I think the radio-wise and location-wise, we're completely different. I'm using the ICOM 705. I found that my best configuration to get into the net was to set it up in terminal mode so it connects directly by Wi-Fi to my router, and thence on to the internet to connect directly to the reflector XLX305D. So it's something to do with the internet connection which is causing the problem, and not the radio itself. Of that I am 100% certain. I live at the top of the hill here, just literally just 100 yards from the end of the cable that goes here, and we have twisted pair. We don't have fibre to the house up here yet, although OpenReach have told me it's on its way. Just a couple of bits of information, really. First of all, to Fraser. Fraser, I am 100% certain that you will enjoy using the DX Commander when you get it up. I think my advice to you would be, in building it, just take your time over it, and you'll enjoy it. It's not an antenna to be built in a couple of hours and put up. It does take a bit of time. Quite a lot of attention needs to be played to getting the lengths of the wires right and tensions and so on. And then, of course, you've got to locate it. But I think looking at the map and where you're located, Fraser, you'll have a very, very good takeoff on HF there. And I think you'll notice a considerable difference to your ability to work, and particularly to work DX with low angle radiation from that vertical antenna. To Keith up in Scotland, yeah, we got up to Edinburgh over the weekend. We were up there for a few days. Didn't take a radio with me. We were up as tourists, my wife and I, enjoying the sights of Edinburgh, the castle, and so on, and had a very, very lovely few days up there. It was a very nice visit, and of course, ironically, the snow was falling back at home, but absolutely snow-free up in Scotland, which was very strange and counterintuitive, really, given the way the weather works normally in this country. And to question about YL contacts, of course, we've got Karen, KD2GUT, speaking not next week, the week after, on the December the 4th. And I'm dropping a note to Lorna. In fact, I have dropped a note to Lorna, explaining to her we've got Karen, and saying she might want to come in and join the meeting, but also make contact with Karen, who is a very, very active radio amateur in North America. She's part of Amateur Radio Newsline, which she's been involved with for quite a long time, which is, as it describes itself, a news broadcast for radio hams in North America. And also she's a very active POTA operator and also a very active CW operator. So on many fronts, Karen will be a good person for Lorna to interview. And I'm hoping that her contribution to the meeting is very much enjoyed. I've heard her contributions. I've heard her contributions on the ICQ podcast, and I know that she speaks extremely well and is very active. So back to you, Jeff. M0 AUG in the group, G4IWO.
Jeff, M0AUG, November 4, X-ray Alpha Tango. November 4, X-ray Alpha Tango in the group, M0AUG returning. Yes, fine, I'm not there, but 1552 is a great record. Another club that I'm a member of in the local area in the first England here. I was having a coffee this afternoon with one of the committee members there who gave a talk to the club there on Monday evening about bunkers on the air. And as a result of that, he posted some information on the website for the Thornton Cleavers Club with various URLs for various operations. And one of the interesting ones was Parks on the Air. And if you open that link over to the send, it's just surprising how many parks there are in the Greater Manchester area and the North West of England. So I've shared that information with Nick and also the Oldham Radio Club as well, which are the other two clubs that I'm a member of, and hopefully that'll do some good with Porter as well. Over to you there, Jeff. Oscar November 8, November Tango in the group, M0AUG. M0AUG, the group over 8 November. Yeah, okay. Very interesting comment there, and Bob, congratulations again on your achievement there, and I'm sure by New Year you will have 2,000 podcast stations. I'm quite sure about that. Although the more you have, the more difficult that it becomes, I have the impression. Okay, though, well, my radio activities, first of all, the slow scan TV pictures from the International Space Station, really enjoyed that. Although I had the impression, like some other people, that the pictures were not that strong this time, or the signal was not that strong as it was otherwise. Could be due to the passes, to the different passes. No pass is identical, so that might be the reason. On HF, I feel very happy to work Antarctica and India on 30 meters. Really, really, really happy about that. So that's two nice stations. And I have been playing with LoRa, with the long range little devices that you can buy for maybe 10 or 20 quid, something like that, which is offering you 100 milliwatt, and you can do APRS with it. Really fascinating stuff. So I have been playing with that over the last couple of days and really enjoying that. Okay, and okay about the AGC. Well, I always had the AGC off because I found in some documents that you have to have your AGC, your automatic gain control, off. But there is some discussion now on a group that I'm a member of, which is the 9700 Groups IO. And there is also some documents from Rob Sherwood, and maybe I will share them on the WhatsApp, which that might be interesting to some of you. So I'm playing with that also. I have now the AGC on fast mode, like most of you, and honestly, I don't see any difference. So it's not that I can work stations easier or that it is more difficult. I honestly don't see any difference up to now. But anyway, and Keith, could you please repeat your answer, because at the moment when you were giving your opinion there was a breakup. So if you could say that again, Keith. So I put the microphone back to Jeff. My zero AUG, the group in 8 November Tango.
My name November Tango in the group M0AG. Keith, you just want to go back on Jeff's query there, if you will. CM4 JKZ.
On GM4 JKZ, yes, I'm checking again. I'm running mid position. I've got those mid and high, so I'm on the middle position, Jeff.
Hey, thank you, Keith. Understood. Back to you, Jeff.
Thanks, gentlemen. Over to you there, Jim. G4 GBA group M0AG.
Yeah, Golf 4 Juliet Bravo Alpha. Okay, I'll copy it. Yeah, I have to apologise to you, Jeff. I have looked at the rig and the ATC is on fast. That's a 101 MP. So that's where I run it. But it's worth it. Probably try it. I'm not sure, but I've been successful working through to Indonesia and that. So we'll see. Perhaps more people can come through or give us more explanation. Regards to the talk last night, I do have a KW and 101 that I'm looking after, a very old 101. But I am loath to put them on direct on mains because I know things will go bang. So after the talk last night, I did have a look, and some of these variacs are quite cheap. But the big but is the postage. I think one of them was £25 for the item, and it was something like 50 quid for postage, which doesn't really compute, does it? It's just bulk and weight, isn't it? So I'll keep an eye open wherever I can find one. Yeah, regarding the fitting of outside aerials, I have been instructed by my lads not to start to climb ladders. I am allowed into the loft, but I'm not allowed to go on ladders outside now. Get a right earful. So I sympathise. I think it was Dave who's down there in Somerset. As regarding, and the talk was very interesting last night. It brought back how you can actually do things so simply. We tend to look at things these days, they're all compact, and really the getting into them, you're liable to short things out. But I do agree that the old valves equipment was so simple to work on. Anyway, the only other bit I've been trying to do is to get my ID52 on to receive pictures, but at the moment the rig can see the the phone, but for some reason it won't connect. It's obviously something I'm doing, pressing the wrong button, so I'm going to have to read the instructions again another day and see whether or not I should have some other settings. That is the only trouble with these modern rigs, isn't it? Anyway, that's about all from me. So
I'm
He just dropped out towards the end of you're over there, so maybe your time now, though, Jim. Thanks for your contribution and any comments as well on everything that's been going on. Over to you there, Keith. GM4JQZ in the group, M0AEG.
I'm 08 Gears Group, GM4JQZ. Yes, fine on that one. You're not there. The talk last night was brilliant. I particularly liked the testing of the fuses using the smartphone. That was brilliant. So I should remember that one. Quickly enough, I had a problem on one of the heating systems a few weeks ago, and it wasn't the fuse, but I was pumping round the meter. I forgot where I put it to test it. But well there. Freezer, Commander, an extra choice. I've had mine now for a year, and I'm on the second pole. The first one was cracked because I couldn't get out quick enough to take it down about 4 years ago in the high winds up there. But once you're aware of weather, I tend to lower it just to take it down. And yeah, I agree with what I think it was make sure you cut the wire correctly, then you should be spot on. I watched one of Callum's video this week where he was doing the cutting, or it was an older one, but obviously this week, and he was saying to cut them just like a millimetre, a centimetre longer, because you can then fold that centimetre back, double up the wire into the plate connector that goes onto the trimmer plate. The other thing I've done is I've followed in a knife and I bought those little plastic numbers right over the wire so that I can identify the band that wire is cut when I dismantle it and get a clean plate. Otherwise, they're superb. They can be all over the world, actually. And you won't go play with that. So you probably won't come out shack. I'm hoping my audio is a bit better now. I'm going to the mic again. So when they drop out on the transmission, maybe because I'm using another hotspot. I made it a bit on the bar. Fault finding. Just to make you all laugh, I couldn't get my FTDS 3000 into transmit the 58 pound density. It's like the menu bar of the basic, but I couldn't set it down. And I almost got to the point of taking the unit out, thinking that because I couldn't, none of the buttons on the front panel would operate, they were all dead. I could control the frequency, but I couldn't use any of the buttons, nothing was working. And I would remember somewhere that there was a ribbon cable to the front panel there, but I wasn't sure whether it was right. I almost got to the point of taking it off the shelf to take the lid off to have a look. And then I realised that my microphone was getting on the MD700 address, which is probably why I couldn't get any input out, because the microphone was in the lock deck. When something like that occurs. So, congratulations. Tom on his number of close friends. Okay, back to you, Jeff, N0, AUG, and Indigo, element.
GM4JQZ in the group, M0AEG. Yeah, just a few dropouts there, Keith, but nothing we couldn't overcome. They didn't
it didn't make the rest of the conversation disjointed. And find on the microphone what key. Yeah, I think we've all done things like that, haven't we? And then wondered why and scratched our heads and started pulling things apart. And it was, they probably noticed that the other stages there. Thanks for the contribution on that one anyway. Over to you, Fraser. Oscar Zulu 1, Juliet Kilo uniform in the group. M0AEG.
Interesting comments there, and interesting information as well. Thank you. I've been told if I want to vote on 58, people around here, 80s should be off, and you can cost put it on because you're always banned or a couple of stations on the band, then it should be on and then set. Whether that's right, whether that's wrong. The only way I can use FBA is on this using FBR and then using the internal link to the FTA program. The 706 is a bit more complicated. I even say my word, it's convoluted. And it needs a sound card, etc. These things. So I might go out for that. And if things go well with this new antenna, I think it's Commander, then it could well be up and running. Nick, yes, I read the book. I read the lots. There's a little piece of paper in the box to arrive today. It says, "This is a puzzle. Good luck." That's the calendar. And then if you fail at step 1, use the guide, and then you can download the manual. Yeah, it says take your time, get it right, and couple the length specified in the tables, and you can't go wrong. Well, I will do it slowly but surely, and it really needs a nice summer day when you can go outside and have it, etc. But I might be able to do it in a real year because we've got a big sitting room here, it's a round house, and it's a good 12 meters long in a sitting room by 6 meters over. So I think I should might be able to get the antenna actually rented internally. I'll be able to put it up there. And thanks very much for that information, Keith, on the taking it down during the nasty weather. And if I stay in the shack too long, the wire. There'll be something in the garden to do. We've got a large garden. And unfortunately, recently, just a bit of an aside, we've been inundated by mice in our outhouse. I've got about 12 or 13 mice and about 5 or 6 traps over the last week. Hopefully they're diminishing now. I've been catching these days, so hopefully maybe we've got a lot. But what did he go? That's the first time in 10 years. When we first moved into the house 20 years ago, we lived with rats for about 2 years. So a long time to get rid of them. Never mind. Another question to those who really know about D-Star and all this lot. How the hell do you do DX this mode? I tried, got nowhere, dead silent, seems to go on from the reflectors where it says you should be getting that. Nothing happens. And I wonder how and where you learn how to find some, sort of audio. You can do it on set frequencies like set things like we've got here. But if you want to move around and find something, I've never been successful. Has anybody else? Also, Variax. Get it sent by a carrier. And not, or carrier or transporter, not fast people. You might find it cheaper.
Julie uniform, Mike Zero, LP uniform, Golf for Tilly. I'll reply to things that I can comment on so far, and then you can pick it up again on files afterwards. I noticed that stuff asking Raven and Batango has just published some things on the
on the Pennine WhatsApp group. So that's something for people to do. The Vault D-Star, the main gateways and reflectors using D-Star internationally are reflector 1 Charlie and 30 Charlie. And those seem to busy pretty well all the time. I don't know what else you've tried on that, or whether you're just trying to work on DX without using the reflectors there, Fraser. So that's a comment for next time around. Okay, it's time, I think, for us to start the finals there. So we'll go to the top of the list, and apart from Nick, who will transfer to the end of the conversation, everybody else is in the same order as they were. So starting off with you there, if your finals, please. G6MJQ in the group, M0AUG.
M0AUG, G6MJQ. Yeah, in answer to Adriana's question about YL's involvement with ham radio, well, if you look up Northwest Fusion Group or Northwest Star Group, Northwest Fusion Group or Northwest All-Star Group, then there are at least 2 ladies there who run the Facebook groups and are major players within those communities, and also chair nets. So I can't volunteer anybody. I can't volunteer anybody, but I will mention it on the net tomorrow morning. Yes, so that's that. And Dave, great that your hospital stay was a success. Andrew did keep me posted, and I wasn't quite sure when you were coming out of hospital, etc. But glad that you're on, obviously, and it was beneficial. And as regards maintaining fault finding on kit, yet to see the video, but or the Zoom meeting, but older kits, I find, I've done jobs on older kits, filters on the 897, but SDR radios, I haven't had any great success on those other than configurations and what have you, firmware. It's more or less a radio on a chip, isn't it, or a set of chips. And yeah, I've got a American com radio receiver, SDR receiver, the CR1A, and suddenly, well, the battery started to fail. I replaced the battery, and no way will the new battery charge within the radio. So that's a curious one. But I find the best way is to Google the problem and see where you can go from there. Google is so useful. Also with computing problems. I was Googling something today and 1 or 2 ideas. Anyway, I'll say 7-3s, everybody. Thanks for sharing the net, Jeff. And have a great week. And I'll catch up with you sometime, Jeff, about meeting up. Just take a bit. MJQ. Yeah, Jeff, I'll catch up with you sometime, but with the weather being what it is and other activities, it may be not in the immediate few days sort of thing. Back to you, Jeff. M0AUG. 7-3s, everybody. Have a great week. G6MJQ, West Yorkshire.
MJQ in the group, M0AUG. Yeah, no problem about that and the weather. We're not coming down to any of the older area this weekend to do family visiting, so we're firmly ensconced up here, and that's where we're staying there, Eddie. I can catch you with all these things and on. Good time on the net this evening, anyway. It's really good this evening. Quite a lot of contributions from there. And hope everybody's enjoyed it. So, we're looking to the next event on
on the Pennine channel in a couple of weeks' time, and Nick will no doubt give us details when he comes on at the end of the net now. She's still the gym. Final stage like that, yeah. Deal on vision with deal on. Sorry, how easy.
Whiskey with the final. Yes, first of all, Bob and for X-Ray Alpha Tango. I have to admit, when you told us that you've succeeded in getting 1,000 contacts in Coda, I was really impressed, overawed, so to speak, and I thought, well, that's amazing, but I think that's also the end. There will be not many more to add to this. And now you are on 1,500. I can't believe it. And there's not an end in sight, so to speak. So it's really unbelievable what you're doing, and that's your relative limited possibilities there, antenna-wise and radio-wise. So congrats again, my friend. And thank you for hosting the net, Jeff. It was a pleasure to be part of it again, and it was very informative, very interesting, and gave us a whole lot of new information. So it's always very good to be on the net, and it's a firm item in our week now, HI. So thank you again. Thank you all for your company. Wishing all the very best for everyone, and a good week coming up, a very good weekend, and hoping to see you all safe and sound next week. So 73 from Delta Lima 1 Bravo Juliet Whiskey, passing the microphone to Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango.
Yeah, this is Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango for the group. First of all, AD, thank you very much for your help. Yes, if there might be a YL who will take part in the interview, I think Lorna will be very grateful for an advice. So this might be quite well. And yes, Dave, all the best for you, and I hope that everything will turn out better now, and it's very good to hear you this again. And for the best wishes from my side to your great success. So I was my very, very, very small FT8 station with a true SDX on my phone. I don't think I will never ever get such a success, but it's quite amazing. So greetings from Northern Germany to all of you, 73 and 88 from my side, and hope to meet you down the log soon or next week on the digital net. Bye bye. This was Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango, handing the microphone to M0 AUG.
ABG with the on BJW M0AEG in the group returning. Yes, thanks so much, Angela, as usual, for your contributions to the net. The regulars on this net, we do enjoy the camaraderie of being together on a Thursday evening. I think that's great. We actually managed to start this thing together, and we took on people from all over the UK and into Europe as well. I'm not forgetting very valuable contributions from Bob in the States there, who shows us how it's all done. So thanks for your contributions tonight, and we'll look to catching you here next week. And it's certainly good to have Dave on again this week. And guess what? It's your turn, Dave. G6 LSI in the group. Your thoughts, please. M0AEG.
M0AUG in the group G67. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Adriana and AD. Yeah, thanks very much for your good wishes. and hopefully things will continue as they are and not get any worse again, but we shall see. But Jeff, yes, I was well aware that you've got to set a zero tube, either plus or minus. I found that out when I was trying with the 705 quite a while ago from Andreas M0X. I can't think of his call sign, who lives in Weston. He does a great many helpful YouTubes, and I find a lot of what he says is helpful if you ignore some of it and just take the rest of it. And that was one of the things I did make sure this one did. So yeah, no problems with that. And I'm not sure what it was that was causing the problem 2 weeks ago. It was probably a setting on the hotspot more than the radio. Anyway, 7-3 all, and I hope to be here again next week. And thank you very much for letting me back on, Jeff. And have a good weekend all. Hope the weather doesn't get too bad and no one loses any equipment. And maybe with a bit of luck, the snow will stay away as well. G6 said ascend. 7-3 all, and have a good night.
Returning. So, before we go on to Bob, I noticed that your neighbour Chris, M7CRM, has just connected again, Dave, on the bottom. So, do you want to say anything to the group before we start the close downs, Chris? Over to you. M7CRM in the group, M0AUG.
I'll give you a shout tomorrow, Jeff.
And we hope you'll join the group eventually there. And thanks, Dave, for your contribution. It's good to see you back on. The audio was great on the 71, it was absolutely fantastic. So, over to you, Bob, for your final speech this evening. November 4 X-ray Alpha Tango in the group. Mike 0, Alpha Uniform Golf.
Four.
Am I coming through? No, it doesn't look like I am. Yes, you are there, Bob. Please go ahead. I don't know if it was either Dave or Chris who got in and doubled with you. Back over to you, N4XT.
UG with the group. First of all, it took me about a year. I believe I had the 705 last November. So it took me just about a year to get the first 1,500 entities. And now the awards for those entities are 500 apart. So my next award would be 2,000. And I don't know. I think it'll take me quite a while to get that. But I've been lucky as far as the bands go. The bands have opened up, and that helped me a lot. But I'm still short 2 states. I'm short both Alaska and Hawaii. I haven't got either one yet. But however, I have got into Europe, so that helped me out. Like I say, I still have 16 countries, DX countries. So I'm happy with that. And I'll keep working as a hunter. I wish that I could activate the station, but at this point, I'm afraid I'm not going to ever be able to do that. Even though 6 months ago, I was looking forward to doing something like that. And Jeff, thank you for running the net. I look forward to it every week. I hope to get one next week. Next week is our Thanksgiving, next Thursday. But I still hope to be able to make the net. So with that, thank you for running it. And thank you for all the participation. I love hearing all the comments that are made each week on the net. And back to you, Jeff. And I hope to be here next week. M0AUG with the group, November 4, X-ray Alpha Tango.
November 4 X-ray Alpha Tango in the group M0AG returning. Yes, fine and that, Bob, and the group. You're very, very much part of the group, and we all welcome your contributions, and are amazed by the actual amount of contacts that you get on your posts, and long, long may that continue there, Bob. So thanks again, and we look forward to catching up with you next week if you can fit us in with the Thanksgivings as well. Over to you for your finals, Jeff. Oscar November 8, November Tango in the group, M0AUG. Oscar November 8, November Tango in the group, M0AUG.
Right again, yeah, of course. Yeah, Bob, well, my 0 AUG, the group of 8 November Tango, still not on the dashboard. I don't know why that is. But anyway, Bob, if I in the spring, when the weather is becoming better, I definitely want to do some quotas here to activate some quotas, which are all-time new ones, and we will be in contact, I think, over WhatsApp and try to make the contact with you, certainly, maybe on 20 or 50 meters or something. So I really will try to do my best to get you some extras from Belgium here in the log. And okay, congratulations, Fraser, on your Teach Commander, brilliant antenna. I think a very good choice. I'm very, unfortunately, I'm not able to put that on my balcony. The HOA police would be definitely becoming crazy, I think. And okay, about the D-Star, well, yes, the 001 Charlie and the 030 Charlie. I think the 03 Charlie is more friendly. The 001 Charlie could be like hell, could be really, really very, very busy. But I have joined a group in VK land in Australia, which is coming together on the Tuesday morning, around 9:30 here, European time, Western European time. I made quite some friends there in VK land. There are also some UK stations involved in that, so that's quite a nice group also. And okay, thank you very much all to your questions on the automatic gain control. When I think about it, one of the things I always was told that as in a private band of 3 kilohertz, you could have 20, 30 or even more FT8 stations. And if there is one very strong, or maybe 2 or 3 very strong stations, if you have the AGC on, that would put the weak ones down. That was my understanding. So that's why I have always put the AGC off. But I probably have to reconsider my way of operating. So I will go further into the documents from Rob Sherwood that I posted on the WhatsApp too. Okay, no. Jeff, thank you very much for your efforts here and for sharing the net. It was a very nice, a very interesting net with a lot of participants, and really enjoy that here on the Thursday evening, and hope to catch you all again, and have a good Thanksgiving Day, Bob. Yeah, next week is Thanksgiving Day. Have a good Thanksgiving Day next week. So Mike 0 AUG, the group, over 8 November Tango.
November Tango in the group, M0 AUG returning. Up there, Jeff, and thanks very much as always for your contributions to the group as well. We've got a good collection of people on here, and obviously a few new members are coming on each time, and I hope they enjoy it and give as much pleasure out of it as we've all had over the last few months. So thanks again, Jeff, and look forward to catching up with you next week. We'll see you on the WhatsApp group, of course. Over to you for your final, Jim. G4 JBA in the group, M0AUG.
Yeah, Gold 4 Juliet Bravo Alpha. Okay, I'm about to throw a curveball in, Jeff. Going on the internet, There is an FT8 operating guide by ZL2 India Foxtrot Bravo, version 2, which was September 21. And one of his recommendations in chapter 10, paragraph 15, it says use the rig's AGC to take care of the or take care to adjust the RF gain control whenever there's a strong signal. And he goes on a little bit, and then AGC is an easy option, preferably on the slow setting, since software copes admirably with fading MTA. So I am confused, and I'll leave it at that. So I'll say good night to you, everybody. I won't be up next week, Jeff, because I have a Model Engineering Society meeting. But I wish everybody to be safe and keep well. So G4JBA will be listening, but handing to M0 Alpha Uniform Golf. Back to you, Jeff.
G4JBA, the group M0A return. Yes, why not that? Germany comments as well. Can I ask you if you can put the URL for that item that you just mentioned there, perhaps on the WhatsApp group, and then people like Jeff Fosker, November 8, November Tango, etc., can pick it up and investigate and comment accordingly, if that's all right with you, Jim. On to your finals, Keith. G4JJ in the group, M0AUG. Good night tonight, Keith.
And yeah, it's very enjoyed tonight, I must admit. It's very good information from all around, and it's nice to hear Dave back on as well to the group. Suffering from mice, we have 3 cats, and that seems to help, although we do get them occasionally up in the roof in the height of winter here in the middle of nowhere, but they only chew through the odd pipe now and again. Nothing twice in the last 8 years. But no real problems. And they get hosting the session tonight. It's interesting, just now, 100, I've got the other channel set to, I think it's AO91 received, and work out coming from. And of course, it's going over. So that's something else I've been playing with this week I've forgotten about, setting up the memories on the FT 736R and also the 5100 playing around. Lots of problems. I could be I'm always juggling with the receive and transfer velocity. Everything follows the Chinese labels and the play here from and yeah, I've been experimenting with the loading into the high from the week and having a guide that you mentioned. Okay, right. Like that here, I did have 0.0 alpha unit consulting. 12 months or 2 kilos that have been.
The group M0AG return. Yes, I'm that Keith. Quite a lot of dropouts on the last over them, but we didn't understand what you were saying, and we look forward to having a picture from you, as we usually do with yourself and Jeff in Belgium at the end of the net here. 2 more stations to go, and Oscar Zulu 1, Kilo Uniform Fraser. Over to you, M0AG, for your final.
Sorry for the dropout at the end of my last one, but my dog decided to stop working. I don't know why. I got the pressure up flashes, and I can see what's. So, apologies for that. I had finished, and I was going to hand it over. I wonder, Andrea, whether we can have an 80 or 40 metre skid if you're able. Not sure of you are. Right. On the WhatsApp, we can have a quick chat on there maybe and do something. Keith, well, cats and mice, yeah, they're great, but we've got rid of, well, all our cats have died due to old age, and I run a B&B, so no animals. Otherwise, people have got fur, and it doesn't matter how well you look after the place. And nobody likes it. So no animals in this house anymore. We've got plenty of cats and other things around, but they're not allowed into the buildings. We're pretty dilly for cats, actually. Bob, have a good Thanksgiving. Hope you're going to have a good one, but maybe we'll talk. You never know. Okay, that's enough for me. Greetings from Denmark, and have a good weekend, everybody. Thanks indeed for running the next chat, and maybe I'll be back next week if it goes well. Okay, 071 JQ, back to you, Jeff.
Good morning to you, the group M0 AUG turning S1 and Manfred, and good to have you on this evening, and hope you can join us again next week. So I'm going to just pass over to Nick now, and after Nick, then I'm sure that Jeff in Belgium and Keith will be sending us the usual pictures. So over to you, please, Nick, to wrap it all up, please. Chief WO in the group, M0AUG.
M0AUG in the group from G4IWO. Yeah, thank you very much, Jeff, and delighted to just pick up a couple of the comments that people made. First of all, to Jim, G4JBA. Yeah, I did the same thing. I had my old KW204, and during the first lockdown, I decided I was going to get it working again. But like you, I don't think I'd operated it for about 20 years. It had been sat for some of the time in a garage. And I managed to borrow a Variac locally, and brought up the voltage nice and slowly, and the capacitors all did the business and came back to function again. But I still needed to find a few bits and pieces to restore that radio. So it's still a project in operation. But I've dropped a couple of messages to people close to you, Jim, in your area, to see if either one of them knows of anyone who has a Variac that they could lend you to just bring those two radios up, bring the voltages up, because that's really all you need it for, or has one to sell. So if that comes to fruition, I'll be in contact with you, Jim, about that. And to everybody else, and particularly to the comments, Adriana, about YLs, we have, of course, Karen, KD2GUT, speaking in 2 weeks' time on December the 4th. And Karen is involved with the Amateur Radio Newsline. She was, in fact, a print journalist. So she's one of the journalists that works on the Newsline in North America, producing a weekly audio broadcast to radio amateurs of news of interest to them, completely independent from any other club or the ARRL, but has a very, very good reputation in the US. So she comes from a similar background to Lorna as a journalist. So I'm going to put them in contact with each other, and hopefully something will come from that as well. So I'd like to wish everyone 73s. Thank you very much, Jeff, for the work you do in sharing the net, and looking forward very much to next week. And of course, yet again to Bob, our star performer on Parks on the Air, as a hunter. I don't think anyone in the club is going to come anywhere near your achievement, Bob. So enjoy Thanksgiving next week in case you don't get on if it gets a bit busy in your house next week. 73s to you, 73s everyone. This is G4IWO passing the microphone back to Jeff M0AUG.
All right, all right. Yes, thanks, Nick, for that. We've all enjoyed the net this evening, and it's nice to see that one or two new people are coming into the group as well. That's absolutely brilliant. So, I'll say thank you everybody for joining the net this evening. It's been a good net, and hope to catch up with you all next week. Bob, if you're still monitoring, and if we don't see you next week, then happy Thanksgiving. We do hope to see you, but we understand that you can't make it. So, at this stage, I'll close the net officially, but we'll stand by to receive the pictures, probably first from Keith and then from Jeff, if we don't mind, the pictures that we usually get at the end of these meetings. So, please everybody, and catch you next week. M0AUG now, for clear.
M0AUG from GM4JKZ. Copy me okay, Jeff?
Yes, that's fine there, Keith. Go ahead, please.
M0AUG.
What's there, Keith? What's there? Start of line 3, just one. And then line 4 from the middle to the right hand side. And then letters on line 4.